I started working the night shift at my university library. What I found in my desk drawer still gives me nightmares. I was desperate for money when I took the midnight shift at our library. My friend Katie, who worked mornings, told me the last guy Marcus had quit without notice after 3 weeks. The pay was decent, and I'm naturally a night owl, so it seemed perfect. My first night was a Friday. The library was dead when I relieved Sarah at midnight. She seemed nervous, handing me the keys like she wanted to tell me something but kept changing her mind. Just follow the manual, she finally said. And check the desk drawers. Sometimes the previous guy leaves notes. After she left, I settled into the massive security desk in the main atrium. My job was simple. 30 minutes of paperwork, then walk the 4 floors, checking doors and turning off lights. Easy money. That's when I found the envelope in the bottom drawer. To the new guy was scrawled across it in shaky handwriting. Inside was a piece of notebook paper covered in frantic writing. Listen carefully. The training manual doesn't tell you everything. There are things that happen here after midnight. Rules you need to follow if you want to make it through your shift. I'm leaving town tomorrow, but I couldn't let you go in blind. Follow these exactly. Rule 1. At 12:15, a man in a brown coat will walk past your desk toward the elevators. When you see him, say, "Not tonight, professor." He'll nod and leave through the front door. If you don't say this, he'll take the elevator to the 3rd floor and you'll hear screaming around 12:30. Rule 2. Never use the bathroom on the 2nd floor between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. The stalls will all appear empty, but you won't be alone. Rule 3. When you do, your rounds avoid study room 204B. If the lights are on inside, do not look through the window. Just keep walking. Rule 4. You'll hear typing coming from the computer lab on the 4th floor around 2:30. This is normal. What's not normal is if the typing suddenly stops. If it does, run back to your desk immediately. Rule 5. At exactly 2:15, go to the basement and stand in the hallway for 1 minute. Don't ask questions, just do it. If you're not there, something will come looking for you. Rule 6. Sometimes you'll see a woman in a white dress on the security cameras. She only appears on floor 3. If you see her, switch to a different camera and don't look back for at least 10 minutes. I laughed and crumpled up the paper. College pranks were getting elaborate these days, but then I checked the time. 12:14. A minute later, I heard footsteps. Heavy, deliberate steps crossing the marble floor. I looked up and felt my stomach drop. A man in a brown coat was walking toward the elevators, clutching a leather briefcase. He was pale and thin, with wire-rimmed glasses. Something about him felt wrong, like he was walking through water instead of air. "Not tonight, professor," I said without thinking. He stopped mid-step and turned to look at me. His eyes were completely black. He nodded once and walked straight to the front doors. They opened for him, even though I knew they were locked after midnight. My hands were shaking. There was no way that was a coincidence. I smoothed out the crumpled paper and read it again. At 1:15, I started my rounds. The library felt different now. Every shadow seemed to move. Every sound echoed wrong. I avoided the 2nd floor bathroom and climbed to the 3rd floor. Study room 204B was at the end of the hall. The lights were off, so I relaxed. But as I walked past, I heard something that made my blood freeze. Scratching, like fingernails on glass. I looked. The room was dark, but something white was pressed against the window from inside. A face. A woman's face with no eyes, just black holes where they should be. Her mouth was open in a silent scream. I ran. Back at my desk, I was hyperventilating. The security monitors showed nothing unusual. Floor 3 looked completely normal on camera. At 2:15, I went to the basement. The hallway was long and narrow with fluorescent lights that buzzed and flickered. I stood there for exactly 1 minute watching my watch count down the seconds. At 2:16, I heard something behind me, breathing, slow and wet. I didn't turn around. I walked back to the elevator and pressed the button. The breathing followed me but stopped when the doors opened. 2:30 came and I heard it, typing from the 4th floor computer lab. Steady rhythmic clicking like someone working on a paper. Then at 2:47 it stopped. I ran to my desk and locked the door behind me. The rest of my shift passed without incident. When Sarah arrived at 6 a.m., she looked surprised to see me. "You made it through the first night," she said. "Marcus didn't." "What happened to Marcus?" "He didn't follow the rules. They found him in study room 204B. Heart attack, they said. But his eyes," she shuddered. "His eyes were missing." She handed me another envelope. "Rules for night 2. It gets worse." I opened it with trembling hands. Rule 7. The elevator will stop on floor 5. There is no floor 5. Do not get off. Press the close door button and wait. If the doors don't close within 30 seconds, close your eyes and count to 10. Rule 8. At 3:33 a.m. every night, someone will knock on the front doors exactly 6 times. Count the knocks. If there are more or less than 6, do not acknowledge them at all. Rule 9. If you hear a child crying anywhere in the library, call out, "Your mother is looking for you." The crying will stop immediately. If you don't say this, you'll start seeing small handprints on every surface. Rule 10. Never, never, never go to the basement after 3 a.m. unless you hear your own voice calling for help. Even then, think twice. I stared at the list. "How many rules are there?" Sarah smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. Marcus made it to Rule 15. The record is 23. What happens after Rule 23? Nobody knows. The guy who got that far didn't leave any more notes. I looked around the library. The morning sun was streaming through the windows, making everything look normal and safe. "I need this job," I said. "I know. Just remember the rules. All of them. And whatever you do, don't try to investigate. Don't try to understand. Just survive." That was 6 months ago. I'm on Rule 47 now. And tonight I heard something that wasn't in any of the rules. My own voice calling for help from the basement.